Hello to all students. I hope you are doing fine. Today we are going to discuss development in chick and especially the process of formation of germ layers, which is known as gastrulation. So let's start this video. First of all, as you know that the process of development can only be started after the process of fertilization. So I had already made a diagram for you. This is a diagram of a hen chicken, and the cross section of the body of the chicken shows reproductive organ of the body. In the female chicken, there is a reproductive organ known as ovary. As you know that ovary produces eggs which mature in a sac-like structure known as follicle. Different number of follicles are produced by ovaries at the same time, which mature into an egg. When an egg matures in follicle, they enter in a tube-like structure known as oviduct. As you know that oviduct is a part of a reproductive tract of the chicken. As the egg enters in the oviduct of reproductive system, here the process of fertilization will take place with the help of sperm which is coming from male. After the fertilization, the egg has been changed into zygote. Before this egg is laid by hen, it must undergo a process of some changes, during which a yolk is produced which has stored food for the embryo, and albumen, which is a protective covering, and also the eggshell, which also protects the chicken egg. To do so, when this fertilized egg moves into the oviduct, egg yolk is stored around the developing embryo. Then egg white, which is albumen, is stored around the egg yolk, and then membranes are synthesized, and after the formation of membrane, the shell is secreted, which is made up of calcium carbonate. Shell is secreted by some specialized shell glands which are present in uterus. When egg passes through the uterus, egg shells are secreted around this egg, and when egg shell has been secreted, then eggs are laid. This process of fertilization and this process of development usually takes place in all birds in the same manner. After chicken lays egg, which could be from 3 to many eggs at a time, or within the intervals of few days, then eggs are incubated. The mother bird usually provide heat, which is 36 to 38 degrees Celsius, with the help of her body to the eggs, so that the process of development can start in the eggs. But artificially in incubators, heat can be provided to the eggs, and the process of development can be started. Anyhow, when a proper and suitable temperature is provided to the egg, after 21 days of incubation, eggs hatches into newborn chicken or newborn baby from the eggs. So let's discuss first of all the structure of an egg briefly. So I have already made a diagram for you. This is a diagram of a bird's egg. The outermost covering of the bird's egg is known as eggshell. Eggshell usually contain calcium carbonate, which is the main constituent, and while some other minerals. During egg formation, usually birds eat such food which contain a good amount of calcium carbonate. Next to the eggshell, there are two membranes. One is outer membrane and one is inner membrane. Inside the membranes, there is a liquid part of the egg, which is known as albumen. Albumen is a protein which is protective in nature around and provide protection against dehydration. In the center, As you can see in the red color, there is a stored food for the developing embryo, which is known as yolk, which contain lipids, cholesterol and some other nutrition which is provided to the embryo during the process of development. There is a thin layer of membrane is also present around the yolk. This membrane is known as vitelline membrane, which protects the embryo and the yolk. While this yolk is suspended inside the albumen, which is egg white in the center, with help of two cords, as you can see right over here and right over here, these are known as chalaza. On one side of the egg there is a space which is known as air space or air cell, where is a small amount of air is always present, which will help to breathe newborn chick from the egg. On one side of the yolk there is a small disc-like structure which is known as blastoderm, which is embryo, and it is going to develop into newborn chick. On the side of the egg where nucleus is present, where the cell is present, where the blastoderm is present, this area of the nucleus, this area of the cell, this area of the egg is known as animal pole, while the other opposite end of the egg is known as vegetal pole. Vegetal pole is usually away from the animal pole, and usually the process of development in chicken egg takes place in the animal pole of the egg. The development of the chicken or chick is totally different from amphibians. In amphibians, eggs are smaller and have less amount of yolk, so as a whole cell divides into two and into many cells and start the process of development. But in chicken egg, because the eggs are very huge and they contain lot of amount of egg white and yolk, the whole cell cannot be divided. So the development of the process of development is restricted to a small disc-like portion which is present towards the animal pole of the egg. So now let's move to the process of development, and the first step of the development is cleavage. So I am going to take this yolk out from the egg and right over here. As you can see in the red circle, that is a yolk, and on the animal pole side of the egg there is a disc-like structure present which is known as embryo. As you can see, black circle, this is a embryo which is present in the form of a disc. Now the process of division, which is usually mitosis and which is known as cleavage, only takes place in this disc. So that is why this cleavage or this process is known as discoidal, which takes place in only a disc. And because after the division cells are produced in very small size that are known as meroblastic cleavage. So as a whole we known as this process is known as discoidal meroblastic cleavage. Now let's discuss how this process takes place. First of all, the cell which is present on the surface of the yolk in the form of a disc divides into two cells. You will see a line under the microscope that each single cell is dividing into two cells, and this division takes place vertically. The second division also takes place making a right angle and also vertical. You can see in this disc, and the single cell has been divided into four cells. The third division will take place horizontally, and these four cells will divide into 8 cells. And after that, after random division, there are many cells produced on the surface of the yolk in the form of a disc which has been separated from the yolk and is present on the surface of yolk. Now there is a disc is known as blastoderm, and the process of cleavage has been completed. So in this first step, cell divides by mitosis one into many cells. After the process of cleavage, the next step is morula. As you can see right over here, morula, the word has been derived from mulberry because the shape of the cell is just like a mulberry. So that is why this stage is known as morula. So this is the yolk of an egg. On the surface of the yolk there are disc of cells which has been created by cleavage present. This stage is known as morula. This disc of cells is known as blastoderm, while each cell in this disc is known as blastomere. Morula is a very short-lived stage and soon changes into next stage, which is known as blastula. So the next step is blastula. The difference between morula and blastula is that there is a cavity develops underneath the blastoderm, which is known as blastocele. That is why we call this stage as blastula. So this is the yolk underneath in the red color, and on the top there is this disc of cells which has been raised above the surface of the yolk. Now this stage is known as blastula. So I have taken a cross section of blastula to understand it more easily right over here. So this portion is known as egg yolk. Just on the top of the egg yolk there has been a cavity develops due to the raising of the cells. This cavity is known as blastocele, which is filled by fluid, and on the surface of this fluid there is a disc of cells which is known as blastoderm. Due to presence of this cavity blastocele, this stage is known as blastula. The cells in the center are raised above the yolk and they are fully defined cells, while cells on the margins are attached or adhering with the yolk, and they are little bit elongated, as you can see right over here and right over here. After blastula, the next stage is known as gastrula. Gastrula is a very important stage during the process or development of chick. In this stage, rearrangement of cells takes place and different germinal layers are produced like epiblast, hypoblast, and then these layers change into ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. This process is very crucial in the process of development because after the formation of these layers, organogenesis will start and different organs of the body will take place and the process of development will complete. So let's move on to this important stage and we'll see how this process takes place. So as you know that this process of development is taking place on the surface of the yolk of chicken egg. So that is why this kind of development is known as discoidal development or discoidal cleavage. So now I have taken an embryo from right over here to over here. So the picture is a little bit different. As you can see in the red color, that is a yolk, and on the surface of the yolk there is a present disc-like structure which is known as embryo. Now this embryo, which was round in shape, now has become elongated, just like the shape of a pear. This is the cephalic end of the embryo and this is the caudal end of the embryo. Cephalic end which is towards the head and caudal end is towards the tail. So we see that when this area develops, so there we can distinguish two regions. The one region is known as area opaca. Area opaca is just the area of the embryo which is adhering to the surface of the yolk, and this area is little bit opaque and do not transmit light. So that is why this area is known as you can see in black area, this area is known as area opaca. And just inner to the area opaca there is another area which is known as area pellucida, which transmit light. So as you can see in this diagram, this blue area around the area pellucida, inner to the area opaca, is known as area pellucida. Inside this area opaca and area pellucida there is an embryo which has been elongated. So I have taken a cross section of this embryo right over here. When we take a cross section of this embryo at this stage, then we see that this blastula, which has blastoderm, the cells of blastoderm has been splitted into two layers. The upper layer is known as epiblast and the lower layer is known as hypoblast. So understand it more clearly, I have taken diagram right over here to over here. This process is known as gastrulation. The cells of the blastoderm, when they split from each other, the upper layer of cells is known as epiblast. This epiblast is a layer of cells which will develop into ectoderm and mesoderm. The lower layer of the cell is known as hypoblast, which is just on the top of the yolk. This hypoblast will develop into endoderm, and between these two layers there is a space where cell will migrate, as you can see in the red color, and they will produce mesoderm. So in this way, 3 germinal layers will be produced from these 2 layers, epiblast and hypoblast. When this process starts, we see a long thin line on the surface of the embryo. This line is known as primitive streak. Primitive streak is kind of invagination which manifests that cells are migrating from anterior to posterior and from lateral sides to inside the embryo or inside this space. So cell from both sides after mitosis migrate towards center and make a midline thickening, which is known as primitive streak. And from primitive streak, cells migrate inside epiblast and the hypoblast. So as you can see in this diagram, the red color of cells are migrating cells which are going to form mesoderm, while on the surface of the cells are epiblast, while on the lower surface of these migrating cells are the hypoblast. Now you can see right over here, when this primitive streak formation takes place, and you will see a thick lining in the center of the embryo. In the anterior end or the cephalic end, there is a invagination which is known as Hansen's node. The cells migrating through this Hansen's node will migrate inside and form notochord, which we will discuss in the next lecture, while the rest of the streak, as you can see right over here, this is known as primitive groove. From this primitive groove, cell migrate inside the embryo between 2 layers and will form mesoderm, and the ridges present on this groove, on the corner of these grooves, are known as primitive ridges. So in this way, cells from cephalic end to caudal end and from lateral sides migrate inside the embryo. Where inside the body, we will discuss in detail in the next diagram. So what I did, I took a cross section of this diagram right over here to understand it more clearly. So as you can see in this diagram, there is a layer of cells on the surface of the embryo. This is known as epiblast. Epiblast will develop into mesoderm and ectoderm after migration of the cells. As you can see, there is a groove right over here which is known as primitive groove, and these ridges on which are portion of the epiblast are known as primitive ridges, and cells are after mitosis migrating inside these 2 layers, and this layer is known as hypoblast. Now move on to the next diagram. So this process of migration of the cell continues, and formation of mesoderm is taking place inside between these 2 layers. Now this layer has become ectoderm because epiblast is going to develop into ectoderm. Now this layer is known as ectoderm, as complete layer. In the center there is a groove which is known as primitive groove. On the sides of this groove there are ridges which are known as primitive ridges, and cells are migrating inside, while the lower layer of the cells has been developed into endoderm. This endoderm will after mitosis will cover the whole yolk around, as you can see right over here. So this layer will move, the cells will divide and will migrate towards the bottom and around the yolk and cover the whole yolk and form a layer which is known as endoderm. Now endoderm has also been developed and ectoderm has been also developed. Now the process of formation of mesoderm is taking place right over here. So let's discuss formation of mesoderm. When cell migrates between these 2 layers, ectoderm and endoderm, the cells in the center accumulates and form a thick plate-like structure which is known as dorsal mesoderm. And from dorsal mesoderm, cell will after mitosis form a plate-like structure on both sides of the dorsal mesoderm. These region of the cells are known as lateral plate mesoderm. After some time, this lateral plate mesoderm will split into two layers. As you can see right over here, this is the upper layer of the cells and this is the lower layer of the cells. And between these two layers, there is a space which is known as coelom. You can see right over here, the upper layer of cell is known as somatic mesoderm, while lower layer of the cell which is known as splanchic mesoderm, and the cavity between them is coelom. Because these animals are coelomates, so coelom is very important structure at this stage of the development. So after all these divisions and process, three layers of the cells, ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm has been formed at this level, which is around 24 hours of the developing embryo, 24 to 48 hours, and sometimes 72 hours of the life of the embryo. These germinal layers, which are known as germ layers, very important in the formation of development of the different organs of the body. So I have make a little bit summary for you. When the formation of germ layers takes place, three layers are formed: ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Ectoderm has specialized cells which are going to develop nervous system of the embryo. Nervous system include brain, notochord, which is going to develop into vertebral column, and spinal cord, neurons. Ectoderm also is going to develop into epidermis. Epidermis is the outer protective layer of the cells, which is skin, which is very important organ of the body. The cells of the mesoderm are going to develop into muscle cells, skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, cardiac muscles, and then developing into different organs. And the mesoderm is also going to develop into connective tissue like bones, like blood, like cartilage. So different type of structure are going to develop from mesoderm. Endoderm is going to develop into gut, which is the digestive system, in which esophagus, stomach, intestine, crop, gizzard and pancreas, liver, etc. They are going to develop from endoderm, and this endoderm also going to develop into internal organs of the body. So this is the main process of the development of the chicken egg. So in this lecture, in this video, we have discussed a process of fertilization, after fertilization, formation of embryo, then formation of Morula after the process of cleavage, then Blastula, and then we had discussed process of formation of germ layers, which is known as gastrulation. In the next upcoming lecture of chick development, we will discuss formation of notochord and nervous system formation, which is also known as neurulation. Hopefully it makes sense. So we'll see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye.